the idea of the theater had always been, when I got here, was people from the community who had an interest in theater working with students.
First thing I came over here to do was to teach the class as well. That was first and foremost. But also I wanted to put together a very vibrant theater program here in terms of the productions. And I might add at this point that we have a hybrid model where we use community actors, staff actors, as well as student actors. So that's been very successful, and I've really wanted to continue that tradition. Also, quite frankly, I came here with the intention to eventually do the best theater in the Roaring Fork Valley.
I saw an ad in the paper that Tom was looking for some directors for his season. He was putting together a season of plays. And so I contacted him and interviewed with him, and he hired me to direct a show. So my first show that I directed was Wait Until Dark.
Steve Hunt, who I met, who really, he got an MFA from Utah. And he'd moved here, and he wanted to really make something happen. And plus a bunch of community people who just love theater.
It was hard because we'd have to pack up the entire set, load it into trucks, drive down, load it into the Hotel Colorado, pin the chandeliers up to the ceiling so that they were out of our way. And the first show, Wait Until Dark, relies on an absolutely dark setting. So we had to black out all the windows. And anyway, to turn that into a theater for a weekend, then we'd have to pack it all back up here and then take it down the next weekend to play the second week. It was a lot of work.
Don't be sorry, just do a better job this time. It starts with ants. And before you know it, we have ant eaters, and then lions, and then big game hunters.
You like to hear your own voice, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
Too bad, it comes with the job.
We did like 6 or 7 shows a year, and during a school year. And then we would do summer stuff, right? Either we would, I would take off and go up to Aspen and work with the Snowmass rep, or, we would try and do something here in town, at a hotel or whatever. And so we were doing 9, 10 full productions a year.
Very small. We didn't have a degree program or anything like that in those days.
When I was hired, I didn't know it at the time, but the expectation implicitly was either turn this thing around or we will no longer have a theater program.
It was hard to keep a steady growth, and especially because I was pretty much running a one-man department. And I remember they asked me, it was probably about 5 years before I retired, we really want you to get the AA in theater up and running. And I went, okay, are you going to hire me for the summer to do that? No, you can do that during the year.
The time was right, and the state was looking to create more and more articulation agreements. So we got together a lot of community college practitioners from around the state. And we also got together a lot of 4-year programs from around the state. And we all got together, and then we agreed on a nucleus of classes, and then that went forward to the state and was finally through 3 rounds of adjudication, you might say, and then eventually accepted.
Because of the partnerships that we've been forming throughout the region with other performing arts organizations and with other schools and things like that, it's a really good transitional period for students, especially students who want to go on to earn another degree, or to earn a theater degree in a 4-year school, things like that. But we've had a great success with students leaving here and going on and either working right away in the profession or going on to schools and getting further training. And it's been pretty exciting.
I'd always hoped the theater department would grow, but they would, at that point, never back it. So I was really, really proud and amazed when, Gary came in and said, we got to do this, and managed to do it, because that was a step that I could never get them to do. And so I was really happy. And getting Brad on board, and getting, it was just, this is where I had hoped it could go, and I'm really glad to see it going there. Yeah.